Single dad janitor handed her a napkin in silence. What she read changed her billion-dollar world. The rain poured like 1,000 tiny needles outside the towering glass headquarters of Valiantech, one of the most powerful companies in the world. Inside, Claire Hamilton, CEO, billionaire, and business icon, sat motionless at the corner table of the staff cafeteria. Her untouched salad had wilted. Her eyes, usually sharp and calculating, now stared blankly ahead. The morning had unraveled her. Her younger brother, the only family she had left, had died in a car crash. And the world didn't stop spinning. Her board meeting was in 30 minutes. Employees passed her by, giving her nervous glances, not daring to interrupt. Her grief hung around her like a thundercloud, warning others to stay away. She was the kind of woman who carried boardrooms in the palm of her hand, but right now, she looked lost, fragile, and utterly human. Then, without a word, a janitor approached. He looked to be in his late 30s, with tired eyes and rough hands calloused by years of quiet labor. He wore a faded blue uniform, his name tag barely legible, Marcus. In his hand was a plain white napkin, neatly folded. He gently placed it beside her tray and walked away. Claire blinked, startled, watching him retreat with his mop and bucket. Something made her unfold the napkin. Inside, written in clean, deliberate handwriting, was a note. "You are more than what the world takes from you. I lost my wife to cancer 2 years ago. I still get up for my daughter every morning. The pain doesn't shrink, but your strength grows around it. Breathe. You're not alone." Claire felt something catch in her throat. Her eyes burned. She looked up, scanning the room, but Marcus had already disappeared down a hallway. For the next few hours, her mind wasn't in the boardroom. The deals, numbers, projections, all blurred. That napkin sat in her coat pocket like a lifeline. She replayed his words over and over, not just for their comfort, but for what they represented. A stranger had seen her. Not the CEO. Not the billionaire. But the broken woman sitting alone in a storm of grief. The next day, she waited in the cafeteria at the same time. When she saw Marcus enter, she approached him. "You left this," she said quietly, holding up the napkin. He gave a small, embarrassed smile. "Didn't want to bother you. Just thought maybe you needed to hear something kind." Claire hesitated. "Most people don't look at me like a person anymore." Marcus shrugged. "I clean up after people all day. I notice things others don't." They talked for 15 minutes. Then it became 20 the next day. And an hour the next. It was the first time Claire had real conversations with someone who didn't want a piece of her empire. Marcus told her about his daughter, Lily, and how he'd taken this janitor job to make sure she had insurance. He had once dreamed of being a teacher but had put everything on hold when his wife got sick. Claire listened, not with pity, but with quiet awe. Here was a man who had endured so much, and still chose kindness. Weeks passed. Claire began visiting Marcus and Lily on weekends. The little girl adored Claire, always asking if she was a boss of candy too. Claire laughed more in those evenings than she had in years. One night, while tucking Lily into bed, Claire's gaze landed on an old drawing the child had made. Stick figures, one tall woman, one little girl, and a man with a mop. Underneath, in shaky letters, Lily had written, "We are rich because we have love." Claire's eyes welled up. That weekend, Claire called her board and announced a new internal initiative, Project Humankind. It was a company-wide program that created scholarships, mental health support, and career paths for janitorial staff and maintenance workers within Valiantech. She started by promoting Marcus to facilities coordinator, with a full scholarship for teaching certification if he chose to pursue it. The media latched onto the story. Billionaire CEO credits janitor for new company vision. But for Claire, it wasn't about headlines. It was about honoring a moment, a silent napkin, handed without expectation, that restored her humanity. A year later, Claire stood on stage at a tech summit. After presenting a new innovation, she paused. "Before I finish, I want to tell you something," she said. "Last year, a janitor handed me a napkin. What was written on it changed everything for me. It reminded me that success means nothing if we forget to be kind. That we don't rise by stepping on others, we rise by lifting them." The audience went still. She reached into her pocket and unfolded the napkin, now laminated. You never know who you might save by simply caring. As the crowd stood in applause, Marcus watched from the back, his daughter holding his hand. In that moment, the world didn't feel so divided by suits and uniforms, wealth and struggle. It felt human. And it all started with a single, silent act of kindness.